Near the Ohio River across the border from Cincinnati is Kentucky's Newport Racing and Gaming. This casino offers historic horse racing, HHR-style slot machines. What follows is my review of this casino. Historically, Kentucky has had a fascinating relationship with gambling. While casino gambling was never legal, gambling dens were prevalent before the Great Depression of 1929. To this day, the open display of illegal gambling from that time in American history continues to negatively impact the perception of gaming in Kentucky. Kentucky's Constitution prohibits Class III Vegas-style slot machines. In 2011, historic horse racing, HHR, electronic gaming machines arrived in Kentucky. These gaming machines look like slot machines, but the results of each bet made are based on many past anonymous horse racing results from across the U.S. Based on pari-mutuel wagering regulations for horse racing, the HHR machines circumvented the constitutional prohibition against slot machines. In recent years, HHRs have become increasingly, some say wildly, popular. Kentucky's flourishing slots industry has recently come under scrutiny by state lawmakers. Why? Because most of the taxes generated by HHR machines go to horse industry funds and programs. Since 2011, HHR bets total $5.3 billion. About $80 million went to taxes, of which $51 million went to the horse industry. Only $29 million went to general tax revenue for the state. While this $29 million may seem like a lot, Kentucky lawmakers noticed it's substantially less than the tax revenue received from slot machine bets in other states. These HHR machines revived the horse racing industry in Kentucky, and manufacturers of these games are looking to expand across the U.S. And the Commonwealth of Kentucky has decided it wants a bigger piece of the pie. In February 2021, state lawmakers came to an agreement to push off a controversial tax revenue increase until 2022. The Commonwealth of Kentucky does not offer any theoretical payout limits on HHR gaming machines. However, return statistics are available after a bit of number crunching. The KHRC offers monthly return statistics for HHR gaming under reports. Calculate player win percentage by dividing less return to public by total handle, starting on page 15. For July 2021, the monthly player win percentages for HHR machines were statewide 91.3%, Derby City 91%, Ellis Park 91.4%, Kentucky Downs 91.7%, Keeneland Red Mile, also known as KRM, 91.9%, Newport 90.6%, and Oak Grove 91%. From this July 2021 report, Keeneland Red Mile, KRM, had the highest player win percent at 91.9%, while Newport had the lowest at 90.6%. Otherwise, Newport Racing and Gaming is open from 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 a.m. In terms of food choices, it has a small bar and grill. Newport Racing and Gaming has its Players Club, managed by Churchill Downs Incorporated, the casino's operator and owner. It has 4 tier levels, and at this time, spending $5 will earn you 1 point. Tier level points zero out twice a year on June 30th and December 31st. Upon joining, you'll be allowed to play a game on a kiosk to win free play between $10 and $10,000. If you provide them with a valid email address, the program will send you another $5 in free play. Tier level point requirements are 1. New guests, 2. Those who have earned 5,000 points, 3. Those who have earned 20,000 points, and 4. Those who have earned 40,000 points or more. I've just spent 2 hours playing slots at Newport Racing and Gaming. It's located right over there across the street. I walked in with a $300 bankroll in my wallet and left with $157.28. Since I signed up today to their Players Club, I started with 0 points, but left 2 hours later with 138 points. At a cost of $5 per club point, I spent $690 today at Newport Racing and Gaming. However, I paid $143 as my bankroll dropped from $300 to $157, meaning I cycled my bankroll a little more than twice my original bankroll. One membership rule worthy of note is that guests using other guests' cards may have their loyalty club membership terminated and all benefits revoked. Upon arrival, I spoke with a casino manager at the cashier's cage about some of the details of Newport Racing and Gaming. For instance, this casino opened a year ago after some difficulties. We also discussed the nature of historic horse racing machines, how they got started in Oak Lawn in Arkansas, and that the business plan of manufacturers of these games want to expand to all U.S. states, which forbids slot slot machines, but allow pari-mutuel horse racing. Newport Racing and Gaming has about 500 HHR machines, which look almost exactly like Vegas-style slot machines. Under game rules, you could begin to spot major differences, including the date and results for many horse races being used to determine the outcome of any bets on that machine. After walking in, I tested my 5-spin strategy on these HHR machines. I made minimum bets on 20 penny machines, all prominently displayed as much as they could be for such a small casino. Have I mentioned that Newport Racing and Gaming is within a mall of outdoor-facing stores? Well, it is. Of these 20 machines, I won within the first 5 bets on 15 of them. That's great. Newport Racing and Gaming has the 5-spin method. However, the returns were terrible. I started with $100, and after playing 20 machines, I had $71.34 left. That makes my player win percent 71% and the casino hold percent 19%. Most of my wins were only a few cents. But not all my wins were a few cents. One machine had a nice win when testing my 5-spin method. Upon completing the test, I decided to play and evaluate this specific slot machine. I played it, and while the first 20 bets had a few wins large enough to keep me playing, at around 100 bets I decided it wasn't worth playing that machine any longer. When I first arrived, I noticed someone had gotten a jackpot for $1,500. It was the first and last hand pay I saw there. I took my remaining bankroll of about $200 and played that machine. It was fun. I slowly lost money playing it, but I have fond memories of winning on Wheel of Fortune machines elsewhere. I even got a couple of spins. I varied my bet sizes from 60 cents to $4.70. The person who won that $1,500 hand pay sat next to me and chatted with me. My remaining $200 bankroll lasted just over 1 hour. Once my bankroll ran out, I recalled that I'd won $10 in free play earlier. It wasn't accessible on the Wheel of Fortune machine I'd been playing, so I found another slot machine. This second HHR machine, a Celestial King, was on the next row towards the entrance, but facing in the same direction. I'd not played this machine before, but loved the way it faced down the same long hallway as the HHR machine that had gotten the $1,500 hand pay. I sat down, accessed my $10 in free play, and started making $1.50 bets. On my second bet, with $7 in free play remaining, I won a bonus round, which in turn won 3 bonus rounds for longer play and a bigger win. By the time it was over, about 10 minutes later, I'd won $157.28. I cashed out of the machine with what I'd won, played the remaining $7 in free play without any hits, then left the casino. All in all, it was a pleasant visit. If you'd like to learn more about how my 5-spin method works, how to test if it exists at your casino, and how to maximize your returns, as I did during this trip, click this playlist right here, and I'll see you in the next one.